Alright, hello everyone. I just wanted to make this quick video covering my Shield Charge Berserker. I wanted to go over the passive tree, yeah, play my choices, show what's in there, quickly go over my gear and what alternatives you have there, and then also go over the skills and auras that I use, after which I'll conclude with a short map run. So yeah, let's start with the passives. So starting from the top here, what we are doing is we are stacking Rage with the Berserker tree. So historically Berserkers would generally take Aspect of Carnage to get more damage, but with the new change of Rage I don't think that's necessary anymore, and that has the added benefit of being more tanky than we previously were. So yeah, we take the Crave the Slaughter, which is granting us attack speed per rage, and then we increase the rage effect by 50%, meaning that attack speed gets increased by 50%, but also very importantly, the more damage multiplier of rage that it now has also gets 50% increased effect. So now instead of, let's say we are 30 rage, we get 30%, we get 45% more damage. Other than that, we take the crit multi, and then we take Blitz, which gives us 2% more attack speed per Blitz charge, which is up to 20 Blitz charge, so that's 40% more attack speed. So Blitz combined with Crave the Slaughter gives us a lot of attack speed, which causes the Shield Charge to feel amazing, because we're just zipping around the map because of it. So yeah, as for the other skills, so like I mentioned, Max Rage, crit, we went the crit route. I tried some things with Resolute Technique, but of course that doesn't really work since we need to crit to have our Blitz charges. So yeah, we were kind of forced into this crit path. Other than that, we are taking Endurance Charges around the tree, because especially with the new Endurance Charges, they are very strong defensive layer, so definitely do take those. So here's a Light of Meaning, which grants us extra physical for each node. I think this is around a 20% damage increase for us. Yeah, this is very expensive, not necessary at all. The only reason I got it is because we got it by accident, since I am playing in a group self-found. So we are in a private league with around 10 people, so I probably won't have the optimal setup. Stuff like Thread of Hope, Impossible Escape, Lethal Pride, stuff I could still improve there. So I have to do it with what I got, but I think we've done pretty well so far. Yeah, reduce mana cost, of course, to make that shield charge cost 0, or at least 0 mana, because I absolutely despise mana siphoners, so this also deals with that. Yeah, and then we take all the shield nodes, get some extra attack damage for your evasion rating on your shield, more rage, because of course we want to get that max rage as high as possible. We're currently sitting at 55 max rage. Nearby enemies are intimidated while you have rage. Well, yeah, it's pretty easy. Always intimidate nearby enemies, free damage. Of course, life nodes, don't really need to go over that. Some more crit nodes, physical nodes. We are running Impale with Impale support, just gives us a massive damage buff. I think any physical based character likes to go Impale, and so do we. Another thing from all these shield nodes is that we are building a lot of block, and with this block we overcap our block attack damage, and that then gets converted to block spell damage, and with this I think we are completely block capped. Yeah, 68, 65, so block capped with the -10 from versatile combatant taken into account, of course. Other than that, yeah, take some an extra frenzy, an extra endurance charge node. I also have, of course, I think the most important jewel when you are doing a shield-based skill, whether that's Spectral Shield Throw, Shield Crush, or in this case Shield Charge, Seething Fury, which provides us a lot of critical chance and damage based on the energy shield. Then Iron Reflexes, because with the changes to how physical damage works and physical overwhelm being gone, armor is more valuable now. So I've decided to just go full on armor and skip evasion. So otherwise I would have like 5k evasion for my Bronzolith and shield, or 6k, and that would be it. Yeah, that's not enough to be worth it, so I converted all to armor to get a higher Fizz max hit. Then lastly, some more block here as well. I think that's all the important parts mentioned regarding the tree. Now to go over the gear quickly. So yeah, I'm running an obliteration. This is because our damage scales from our shield, so it does not matter what our weapon is. This just provides massive AoE, feels really good for mapping, because everything just explodes. So all the small packs just get obliterated, especially with Shield Charge not being the widest AoE skill. This really helps a lot in mapping. You could alternatively equip something like a Red Beak, which would provide increased damage on low life, stuff like that, because we are playing low life Petrified Blood. But yeah, I would highly recommend to just stick with obliteration. Personally roll it with a area of effect corruption, which increases the area of effect, obviously, so that's very helpful too. Then, yeah, something that might be strange to some that are familiar with the Seething Fury setup is that I'm not running an Emperor's Vigilance. This would definitely give me a massive damage boost. I would say currently I'm sitting at around 7 million, and it would probably provide me with 4 million more DPS, if not more, because it would make the critical strikes obsolete, and I could move some supporters around. But no, we are using Represents because Emperor's Vigilance will give you glancing blows, which will completely tank your tankiness. You will not feel nearly as tanky as we are now. That could be resolved other ways, but I haven't figured those out yet. Secondly, as we are playing a private league, I have the luxury of not even having one yet, so I don't even have to bother thinking about solving that problem. Yeah, so as for the amulet, Carnage Heart gives a lot of attributes which we really need, because obliteration requires 188 intelligence, which is rather hefty. So yeah, that's where Carnage Heart is really carrying us, and that is also together with the extra elemental res, extra leech, and also increased damage while leeching. And since we are always leeching due to our Petrified Blood, that's very nice damage increase as well. Then we have the Bronze Lith. Yeah, I think generally the body to wear if you are trying to turn a movement-based skill into a damage-based skill. You can do without, but it provides like a 35% damage increase, so I would not recommend it. Then I got lucky enough, or rather a group member got lucky enough to find a Relocation Patience, which I gladly accepted and put on. What this means is, first of all, previously I was running an Anoint to keep up my power charges. I forgot the exact name, I'll just grab it. The Cyber Forbidden, so that gave power charge on kill. So that was my source of power charge generation. Then I had Blood Rage for my Frenzy charge generation, and we had here 10% chance to gain endurance charge on kill while holding a shield, and 25% chance to gain endurance charge when you block for endurance charge generation. But yeah, that's no longer needed with Relocation Patience, just the endurance charge bit, which is still present. For the Arms Anguish to also get brutal charges. Yeah, brutal charge also a lot of damage to the build. I would say around 30% damage increase from this belt alone, so that's very massive, I'd say. Other than that, yeah, currently these gloves are carrying my resistances. I probably want to get a suffix with increased damage while leeching as well, to get a bit more extra out of it. As for the Eldritch Eater, I took the 5% chance to impale, otherwise I was at 95% with this tree setup, so that was just pretty nice. Took some extra crit chance, can probably swap that out for something else, but I just settled on that for now. For the helmet, Fist taken as, just get more tankiness, and I would say very importantly is reduce mana cost of attacks to get that shield charge to a nice 0 mana to no longer deal with mana siphoners, which is very nice. As for the Flask, yeah, still taking a live Flask for some panic heals, but I think I could switch this out. I'd probably replace it with the Lion's Roar once we do obtain one within the private league. Then all my Flasks are rolled with charges when you are hit, because we are just standing in the middle of the pack and getting hit and not caring. Yeah, running an Onslaught Flask, especially since we swapped out our boots which had Onslaught and Kill, so that's still kind of mandatory there to just feel nice. Granite Flask with extra movement speed on there, Crit Flask with more crit, And then Quicksilver with elemental resistance in the case that we do get cursed with elemental weakness, because as it stands right now, we are not really that far overcapped, and that is, I guess, a bit of the downside of running this many uniques, right? We only have our gloves, our two rings, and our helmet to really play with our resistances and then fix them as we see fit. And as I'm running Ritual, I also want to have a decent amount of chaos resistance, otherwise I will not have a great time there. Okay, one more thing about the gear, so let me just show you my quick, what is it, old gear tab. So before you get a Seething Fury, if you do plan on playing this as SSF, it is possible. I was sitting around 2 mil DPS, doesn't feel the greatest yet, right? Not as good as it feels now, but it still feels perfectly fine for mapping and very fast and smooth. So some options that you have is the Belt of the Deceiver, which intimidates all nearby enemies, also frees up a passive point, gives you extra fist damage and less damage from crit strikes. So before Seething Fury, I was not running the Leopard's Arms, I was running a big armor based shield. I think it's rather easy to craft. I just used Alt Aug until I hit a high armor percent increase and a good resistance. Then I just reeled it and crafted on more armor and then slammed it. Nothing crazy there. So then I used the Cyclopean Coil for our ailment immunity, ignite and shock immunity, but that's of course no longer needed. We have pseudo ailment immunity from Shared Suffering now, which if you don't know what Shared Suffering does, each time you hit an enemy you pass along the ailments that you have upon you. So since we are hitting rather frequently with our shield charge, we're constantly passing on the shock and the ignites that we are getting, and through the Pantheon we are freeze immune. Does not work for shock round, of course, so you might, I personally switch the Pantheon around if I do encounter shock round every now and then. Other than that, I don't think there's too much special to mention here. Yeah, of course, very important also to have the -7 mana cost, especially with the changes to the mana cost of the skills or the melee skills, right? Their damage got buffed, but their mana cost also got increased, so yeah, there's something to keep in mind. Then for the skills, running Shield Charge 2120 with Fortify support, so this is not, you could take the Fortify wheel and then melee it's Fortify, but this saves me 5 passive points, and I was kind of looking for some more passive points elsewhere, but I could probably swap this out if I really wanted to. Then crit strikes and crit damage, this is especially there because it's rather hard to get those crit strikes and damage scaling when you are using a shield. With the Lethal Pride, with I think, I don't know which general exactly, but there's one where you are blind and you get a 15% or 25% more critical strike chance. If you have that equipped together with your Seething Fury, you could definitely drop critical strike support. But since we do not have easy access to that, we run our Merakath, but yeah, we did not get any, so it is what it is. Yeah, that's why I'm running double crit support gems. Then add a melee physical damage or melee physical damage support, and impale support, to support all the impale supports on the tree as well. Works nicely together, and I would say it's the biggest damage increase of all these support gems. Then for the auras I'm running, so like I mentioned, Petrified Blood, reason being that I wanted to reserve a bit more auras, especially I wanted to reserve Precision and Vitality for life, and I was like, okay, well, I'm kind of reserving a lot of life now, maybe I should go Petrified Blood, well, I'm not reserving that much life yet, but then I ended up also reserving Blood Stance as well with Arrogant support, and reserving Clarity, low level Clarity, just for the bit of extra mana generation in case. Was mostly for the old situation where I did have not enough mana to, or not enough reduction to have 0 mana cost, so it would be nice in certain situations as well. Other than that, running Determination and Herald of Purity. You could opt to run Pride, which is more single target damage as the Pride effect ramps up. but I feel like we do not really struggle with single target, and it would require more investment in mana reservation in the tree or in other places. So that's why I decided with Herald of Purity. And I think it is actually maybe a bit of a, I would say, underrated defensive layer. And what I mean by that is that we do summon 4 sentinels, which draw aggro from other enemies, which does help quite a bit as well. Alright, I'm going to do another recording. This is attempt number 2, because our loot filter was pretty loud, and as much fun as it is to hear those very loud swings when you get a nice drop, I don't think it's very nice to get jump scared like that when watching a video. So yeah, about the build. Right now, nothing up, right? So, nice. Let me just grab that. Pay attention to the buff bar. As you see, we charge into 1 pack. We're instantly 20 fortification, already 10 blitz. So we need a few more hits in. There we go, max blitz charge as well. The brutal charges take a bit longer, right? Because they only apply on kill or on block. But also right now they're all online as well. So that's pretty fast as well. Yeah, what I like to run with this map is usually Ritual, because you can just run to each Ritual side, do your Ritual, move on to the next one, because we do not have a screen-wide clear. So yeah, that's why Ritual is a bit nicer, I think, because then it doesn't really matter if you miss some of the mobs, because you are focusing the most important part of the map, which is your Ritual. Just run the rest of the map first, trying to get some nice wand altars before running that expedition. Yeah, generally like to run shrines as well, especially this league with the extra pack density it provides. It gives you a lot of extra gold, so I can not recommend enough to just put some shrines in your maps while you're at it. As for the skills, yeah, right now literally all I'm doing is walking around, pressing my shield charge, and that's about it. Yeah, as you can see, if I run back, it is quite a sloppy clear I'm doing. Yeah, that's just the nature of this build, to be honest. You do not have that huge AoE. I could look into scaling more AoE to be a bit more, yeah, a bit better with my clears and stuff, but yeah, I think I don't really feel the need for it with the content I'm currently running, at least. So just put that down, that's good. So here, just pop down your flag and just dash through the packs. And then obliteration will take care of the rest for you. Of course, there's gonna be some tanky rares that are left over, but luckily we have more than enough damage to deal with those as well. Just open these chests real quick. A bit of shame I didn't take that, actually. My resistance aren't good enough for that. And then we just move over to the boss. Boss, same story. You just pop down your flag and then hit him with your shield. It's as simple as that. Pop down flag, hit him with shield, and well, the boss goes down. I don't know what I rolled on this map actually. More monster life, unique monster life. Okay, that explains why the boss was a bit tanky than I expected it to be. So yeah, that's about it. Not much more to say there. If you made it this far into the video, thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions about the build, or any feedback on the video itself, stuff I forgot to cover, because this is my first time trying to do something like this, so surely I've forgotten something, but we'll see about that. But please then let me know in the comments, give your feedback, it's very much appreciated. And other than that, I hope you have a wonderful day.